Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about an incredible new invention, 3D printed organs. Yep, organs you can print. Imagine telling your future self, oh, you need a new liver? Just hit Control P. Sounds crazy, right? But this technology could revolutionize medicine by providing life-saving organs on demand anywhere in the world and even in space. I'll take you through its history, the inventors, how the invention process works, and how it fits into key innovation concepts from our textbook. 3D printing has been around since the 1980s, but it wasn't until the early 2000s that scientists started using it to print not just toys or tools, but human tissues. In 2006, researchers managed to print a blood vessel. By 2019, Tal Devere, a researcher with the Tel Aviv University's School of Molecular Cell Biology and Biotechnology in Israel, became the first people in history to design and print a 3D printed heart. Now, we're not quite to the point where we can print you a set of six-pack abs, but we are getting close. Dr. Anthony Atala, director of Wake Forest Institute of Regenerative Medicine, is one of the pioneers of bioprinting. For years, he's been working on creating patient-specific organs, custom-made livers and kidneys just for you. I want my new heart with racing stripes, please. His work reminds me of something from our textbook in Entrepreneurial Imagination, which talks about how great inventors aren't just problem solvers, they're dreamers. And honestly, who dreams bigger than a guy trying to print 3D body parts to order? Here's how bioprinting works. First, a 3D model of the organ is made, usually from patient scans. This model is like a blueprint for the printer, but instead of ink, it uses bioink, a gel made of living cells. The printers, such as Organ Novo, NovoGen, MMX, then layers these cells onto a scaffold, printing at a resolution of around 200 microns. Over time, these cells develop into tissues. You could print a kidney from your own stem cells, cutting down on a donor waiting list, and making organ rejection almost a thing of the past. Talk about printing in high stakes. From entrepreneurial perspective, 3D printed organs are the very definition of disruptive innovation, a concept we have explored in the assigned text. Disruptive innovation is when a new technology doesn't just improve something, it completely changes the game. Bioprinting also involves open innovation, where research centers, universities, and biotech firms collaborate to push the technology forward. Finally, it's an example of creative destruction where old methods like traditional organ transplants are potentially replaced by something better. Soon, organ donor lists might just mean guy who has a good printer or knows the right person. Who knows? You may be able to walk down the street and get a replacement kidney in a 3D printing vending machine. B1. Type A kidney, please. Beyond hearts and kidneys, researchers have made impressive strides in printing other complex tissues. For instance, scientists at the University of Minnesota successfully printed a functioning artificial pancreas, which could one day revolutionize diabetes treatments. In other cases, research of the University of California, San Diego developed a 3D printed spinal cord implant designed to promote nerve growth in spinal cord injury patients. Talk about having your back. But the real showstopper, lungs. That's right. Researchers at Rice University have developed a 3D printed lung scaffold, a complex structure that mimics the organ's intricate airways. Now, we're not quite at the point where you can run a marathon with a 3D printed lung, but the progress is staggering. One of the most ambitious goals of the 3D printed organ is the possibility of printing fully functional, complex organs like the liver. Researchers have already managed to print liver tissues that performs key functions like producing proteins and detoxifying chemicals. While we're still a few years away from seeing full liver transplants through bioprinting, these milestones show that it's more than just science fiction. It's a future we're working towards. Additionally, space exploration organizations, including NASA, are researching the potential for 3D printing organs in space. Due to the zero-gravity environment, cells might behave differently, allowing scientists to print organs with fewer structural limitations. Imagine astronauts printing organs on Mars. However, we can't ignore the ethical regulatory questions surrounding this technology. Who will have access to these organs, and at what costs? And how do we regulate something so cutting edge, especially when lives are at stake? It's a new frontier, and much like the invention itself, the ethical frameworks will require collaboration between scientists, governments, and medical professionals. Personally, I think something like this is reserved for everyone, especially if we can rid the world of complex complications with organs that lead to death. The economic implications are equally massive. If bioprinting becomes mainstream, the demand for organ transplants and the need for anti-rejection drugs could drastically decrease. According to some estimates, bioprinting could save the healthcare industry billions annually. And as bioprinters become more affordable, even small rural hospitals might have access to organ printing technology, making life-saving procedures more accessible worldwide. The future of 3D printing organs isn't just about replacing what's broken. Some researchers envision a world where we can enhance human biology. Picture custom-printed organs with added capabilities, a heart that never fatigues, or lungs optimized for high-altitude living. The line between medical necessity enhancement could blur, sparking debates about bioethics and human identity. In conclusion, 3D printed organs represent a monumental leap forward not just in technology, but in the way we think about the future of healthcare. Thanks to visionaries like Dr. Atala and advances in bioprinting technology, the idea of waiting for a donor might soon become as outdated as MySpace or Vine. I hope you found this as fascinating as I did. Thanks for watching. And hey, if you didn't enjoy this presentation because you couldn't follow along, don't worry. Soon you'll be able to print a new attention span. Thanks for watching.